Hey, it's David. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the 5th most popular episode of 2024. 3 things that aren't going to grow your music career in 2024, which just so happens to be the first episode of the podcast. Now, I think one of the things that this episode is really pointing to in the fact that there are plenty of people selling a bill of goods. And it's not necessarily that their product is bad. It's not even necessarily that their approach is bad. But without thinking strategically about how these things fit into your career, so often we're hoping for a panacea, a cure-all, something that is going to instantly grow and elevate our career. And yeah, we're all going to have breakthrough moments. We're all going to have greater realizations that lead us closer to the path that we're supposed to be on. But if you think that somehow, some way, you're going to avoid zigging and zagging, if you think you're going to avoid detours, if you think you're going to avoid sometimes getting on the wrong path and trying to figure out how to get back to the path that you were originally on, you're mostly deluded, because everyone, all of us do this zigging and zagging. It's simply a necessary part of achieving our goals. And it works much the same way. I mean, the analogy has often been used of that of an airplane. They say it's off course 99% of the time. I can't confirm or deny that, but the sentiment rings true that constant course adjustment is what's going to lead us to where we want to go. Without that, we're going to get off track and be moving in the wrong direction. It makes sense that even if you were just 2 degrees off, that you would end up in a largely different destination if you just kept going that way than if you were to continually course correct 0.2 degrees back to the center and then 0.4 degrees back to the center and keep doing that until you're back on track, and continue to do that as you get off track. I think I even point out in this episode that I'm not necessarily talking about things that are entirely without purpose or use. I'm talking about things that can be a massive distraction. I'm talking about things that you could sink a lot of money into, but ultimately won't reward you with the type of success that you're looking for. And that's where we need to be careful. You can use these tools. I use these tools, but are they going to give you instant overnight success? I don't think so. So be strategic, think critically, think for yourself, be willing to question things. You're going to do a lot better. Let me know what you think. What's up, Elite Players? Today I'm going to cover something that I think really does need to be addressed. And I want to say up front that while I do believe in casting stones at my competition here and there, I'm not necessarily outing anyone in this episode. I'm not trying to tear anyone down. That's not the intention. I just want to be clear that some things are going to help you get towards the goals that you're trying to create and have the life that you want to live through your creativity and music. And other things are actually going to prove pretty massive distractions. So here are 3 things that are not going to grow your music career in 2023, 2024, 2025, probably even in 2026. And this is not to say don't do any of these things, but an inordinate focus on them, like focusing too much on them or only doing them, probably is not going to elevate your music career. And I'll definitely explain how and why that is the case. So number 1, building sales funnels. You can build sales funnels. I do think it's a good idea to build sales funnels. The only problem with it is they take a lot of time. They take a lot of work. They take a lot of effort. I've built probably 6, 7, or 8 of these suckers already. And what I've noticed is you get better every time. The problem is people don't stick with it. So the first funnel they build sucks. And the second funnel is not that much better. And the third one gets them a couple sales, but really doesn't go beyond that. And so it's not something that you're going to be good at overnight. I've dedicated myself to studying and learning marketing and digital marketing and social media and advertising and YouTube and all this stuff, email marketing and much, much more. So what chance do you have? And I'm not saying that to say like you have no skill and you're no good at what you do, but even with help from AI, I'm highly skeptical that building a sales funnel is going to save your career. it can support your career, and I believe in using it as a tool. And everything is a tool when it comes right down to it. But is it going to save your music career? I don't think so. So if all of your time and energy are going towards building a sales funnel right now, consider that there probably are higher priorities to tackle. That could be one of your priorities. Absolutely. Probably shouldn't be your only priority. Number 2, getting better at music production. This is a funny one. We see YouTube ads all the time, and MIDI chord packs, and here's the latest guitar plugin, and here's the plugin that makes all the synthesizers sound like juice, or whatever it might be. And this stuff's good. It's like I said, everything's a tool, and it's in how you use it. But music production in and of itself, like just becoming better at that, may not have quite the effect that you think it will on your music career. What I want you to do, just as a test, ask your audience, right? You're making your music for them. Think about that. You're making your music for them. So ask them, like, is our music, do you like listening to our music? Do you think our production could be better? Does it grate on your ears? And if the answer is predominantly no, then there's a very good chance there's actually nothing wrong with your current level of music production. Now, I do recommend that just about every musician learn how to record themselves at minimum, and hopefully learn how to edit and mix themselves. That's a much longer term prospect, to be fair. But you are going to save a lot of time and a lot of money if you learn how to do that stuff for yourself. And I think there's tremendous value in that. And all this other stuff could improve your efficiency, could improve your workflow, but it may not necessarily propel your music career to the next level. In fact, it probably won't, unless your audience has pretty major complaints. And getting an honest answer out of people nowadays is hard too. You don't want to just get like surface level, yeah, it sounded good to me. You want to dig a little deeper and say like, yeah, but tell me honestly, how does this sound? And if the answer is still, yeah, it sounds great to me, no worries, man, then you're probably not doing anything wrong with your music. Number 3, and I see this one a lot too, and I really get the sentiment, but chasing social media trends is probably not going to build your music career. We all got to use social media, and there's a greater emphasis on it than there ever was in the past. But just because we need to utilize it to promote ourselves, to share our work, to build our following, doesn't necessarily mean that trying to keep up with everything. Here's the reality. There's more platforms than ever. There are more algorithm updates than ever. And if you're still trying to chase the latest algorithm tweak or algorithm hack, or if you're constantly trying to keep up with what is trending on TikTok and what's going to work on YouTube and what's going to work on Instagram, I get it. Like, you can create reels and shorts as opposed to long form videos. Yeah, that seems to be working for some people. But this whole notion that you're somehow going to get 1 million views and suddenly your career takes off. This usually doesn't create until you've been super consistent in creating every single day, publishing every single day, 100 of something at least. And then occasionally you find a winner in that. And if you don't, you want to switch your approach, iterate, try something else, and then publish 100 of something else, right? But people aren't going into it with that mindset to begin with. They're just like, here's the latest trend, I should try it out. And they post 3 times, get discouraged, give up, never try again. This is why chasing the latest social media trends, again, I really get it, but you have to build something that you own and something that you control, or else you really don't have a stake in the market whatsoever. You need a website, you need an email list. Nowadays, it's even better if you can start collecting people's physical addresses to be able to send them stuff as well. So I wish you all the luck building your music career this year and beyond, but if you need my help, I'm always here for you.
Unlock the secrets to skyrocketing your productivity, boosting performance, and maximizing profits with my latest premium guide, the Productivity, Performance, and Profits Blackbook. Tailored for independent artists and entrepreneurs, this comprehensive resource is your roadmap to turning ideas into reality. Say goodbye to abandoned projects collecting dust on your shelves or buried in your hard drives. It's time to bring your vision to life. Grab your free copy of the Productivity, Performance, and Profits Blackbook now at davidandrewweeb.com/blackbook. That's WIEBE. Don't miss out on the key to unlocking your success.